Welcome to astronauts.com. Today I'm showing you how to pick up a drop stitch with your knitting needles. When you discover a drop stitch, the first thing to do is keep it from dropping further by sticking a knitting needle, yarn needle, crochet hook, pencil, just about anything into it so it won't drop more until you can take care of it. Next, knit or tink to the spot of the drop stitch. The spot is the same vertical column as the drop stitch. This is so that once you pick the stitch up, you'll have the needles there ready to put it back on in the correct spot. To determine how many rows down the stitch has dropped, count the wide bars leading down to the stitch. You may have to look at the back to see each one. To pick up a stitch as a knit, insert your right hand needle into the loose loop from front to back. Then insert your right hand needle under the bar closest to the loose stitch. If you have multiple bars, be sure to work your way up them in order. The bar is essentially your working yarn and should sit behind the loop on your right hand needle because we carry the yarn to back when knitting. To pick up the stitch, insert your left hand needle into the stitch from back to front, crossing the left hand needle in front of the right hand needle. Then slip the loop over the bar and off the needle. This is similar to performing a bind off. If you have more stitches to pick up, continue by inserting your right hand needle from front to back under each bar in order. When you have picked up all rows, slip the stitch back onto the left hand needle by inserting it from front to back. If you correctly place the stitch, it should look like an open, upside-down U. Be careful not to slip the stitch back onto the left-hand needle so that it is twisted. You can check to see if a picked-up stitch is twisted by inserting your right-hand needle into it as if you are about to perform a knit. Pull the stitch open and see if you have an X or a cross. If so, the stitch is twisted. If you set your stitch on the needle and it was twisted, a shortcut to fixing it is to just knit into the back of the stitch, which will naturally untwist the stitch. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to visit astronauts.com for more knitting videos and great knitting info.